For some time now, there have been reports being aired via the media regarding the discontent and frustrations coming out of the Sarstoon Tamash Institute for Indigenous Management, SATIM, and the Toledo Maya Leaders Alliance as they pertain to the oil exploration contract given to U.S. Capital Energy by the government of Belize. During this battle that has found its way inside the courtrooms, we have heard SATIM's Executive Director Gregory Chuck, Christina Koch from the Toledo Maya Leaders Alliance, and even the Prime Minister weigh in on the issuance and extension of the contract. U.S. Capital Energy has been silent on the matter, up until today, when representatives made an appearance on Love FM and Love Television's morning show. It was a well-overdue appearance as stakeholders and members of the general public have been very curious to know what the situation is down south between the company and the indigenous community. One of the representatives who appeared with U.S. Capital Energy today was their legal representative, Michael Perifete, who started the dialogue by clarifying some key points surrounding the matter.
There is no such battle between SATIM and U.S. Capital and the Maya community. When they sued and they brought their case to the court, they were suing the government of Belize. U.S. Capital just happened to be in the middle of a fight between two entities. U.S. Capital applied for a public PSA from the government. The government granted U.S. Capital that PSA with the accompanying rights and licenses. Not once has SATIM or the Maya community say that U.S. Capital has stepped out of its boundaries and acted beyond its permits and licenses. Not once. The record of U.S. Capital is clean. When they say we can only build a pad, for example, by 100 meters by 100 meters, we go 90 by 90. They say you can utilize 5 acres, we use 4. We have always complied with every forestry permit, every geology requirement, and so there cannot be any fight between SATIM and the U.S. Capital. Essentially what SATIM said is that the government ought to have checked with them before granting these permits to U.S. Capital. What the judge said is that, listen to me, yes, I now instruct the government to have discussions with the Maya people whenever you want to do these things in the future, whenever you continue to do these things. But the licenses, permits that were given to U.S. Capital are legal and in place. Yes, she said to the government, you need to engage the people. But at the same time, she said to SATIM, these permits are good and for the development of the country of Belize, I will not invalidate them. That's essentially what the judge said.
As Perifete mentioned, there is no hostility between U.S. Capital Energy and the Mayas. As a matter of fact, according to Michael Tewes, the Health, Safety and Environment Officer, the relations have been productive, as the company has been making conscious efforts to provide employment for members of the community, and they have also been committed to the adherence of policies and standards regarding the environment and the likes.
We are on the ground every day. We are meeting with the people. We can't work in an area and not interact with the people of the area. One of the main things we interact with is for jobs. We hire people from the entire buffer communities, right? And we have records to show that almost every community in that area has had the benefit of jobs. In fact, we have a list of all the eligible workers in each community, social security, photographs, everything. And we work together with the leaders of the communities to ensure that those people are eligible. Then we go on a rotation basis. You know, we rotate every 2 weeks so that everybody in the community has a chance to make some money. We have a very, very strong reforestation program. We had to cut down a few trees to build a road, but we have now replanted over 6,000 mahogany trees. And we still have another 1,000 or so to plant. So we'll do about 7,000 trees. So we're replanting and we're making sure that anything that, all mitigation measures are in place. We've addressed all the environmental issues that we think may arise, and we have programs in place to mitigate them. Right? We have fire protection, gas protection, everything that needs to be done, we are doing and will continue to do.
With the court matters not an issue anymore, the country's representative for U.S. Capital Energy, Alistair King, told Love News that they are now awaiting the arrival of an oil rig in order to begin drilling in mid-August. King tells us what he hopes will be the result.
We finally getting the rig here, and we'll be setting up in the next couple of weeks, and we will start to drill. They call that the spud date, around the 15th of August. And then it'll take us 6 to 8 weeks to see what we got down there. Sometimes you have a lot of problems drilling, sometimes you don't. So anyhow, 6 to 8 weeks should tell us something. And yeah, and we feel now that we're at this point in time there's no court cases, so we're going to come in and get on with it. They drilled a well in Guatemala recently, which is about 20 kilometers again, as the bird flies, from where we are. And they have some very good signs of oil there. They're going in on another hole now. So, but the geology they learned from that hole has been very helpful to what we're going to find in our hole. So yeah, our spirits are up. Everybody, after the money spent there, and these people didn't back down. They stayed with all the court cases and everything. We have high hopes, and as do the people who believe.
U.S. Capital Energy is an entity with investors from around the globe, registered in the British Virgin Islands, with its headquarters based in the United States. Their projects are not limited to oil exploration, but they also have interests in sugar cane, African palm oil, cattle farms in countries around the world. These projects have seen their presence in countries such as Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and other states and countries. Reporting for Love News, I am Renee Trujillo.